Two friends, Kevin and Alex, loved exploring backroads late at night. They'd grown up in a small town surrounded by vast stretches of empty highways. On a chilly fall evening, they decided to take a drive down Route 57, a desolate road that locals swore was haunted. The air was crisp, and the full moon cast an eerie glow over the empty fields. It started out as a normal night. The road was silent, with no other cars in sight. As they drove further, the radio began to crackle with static. Kevin, who was driving, tried changing the station, but it only got worse. They laughed it off, attributing it to the remote area. Then, out of nowhere, they noticed headlights appear in their rearview mirror. The lights were far behind them at first, but within seconds, they were right on their tail, blindingly bright. Kevin squinted into the mirror. That car came out of nowhere. Alex muttered, glancing over his shoulder. Kevin nodded. Weird. Should I let them pass? But when Kevin slowed down, the car didn't overtake them. Instead, it matched their speed, staying uncomfortably close. Alex rolled down his window to wave the driver on, but the headlights were so bright that he couldn't see the car's shape or its driver. Maybe it's some jerk playing games, Alex said nervously. Kevin nodded but felt uneasy. To test a theory, he pressed the gas pedal, speeding up to 70, then 80. To their shock, the car followed, effortlessly keeping pace. The road was still completely empty, but the headlights behind them seemed unnaturally bright, almost glowing. Kevin shouted, "I'm pulling over. Let's see what this guy wants." He slowed down and veered to the side of the road. The headlights slowed too, but stopped a few yards behind them. Kevin grabbed a flashlight, and Alex reluctantly followed him outside. The air was freezing, and the silence was deafening. They squinted against the blinding lights as they approached the car. But the moment Kevin raised his flashlight to shine at the vehicle, the lights flickered, and then vanished. There was no car. The road behind them was completely empty. Did you see that? Alex whispered, his voice trembling. Kevin couldn't speak. He slowly backed toward their car, dragging Alex along. They jumped in, locked the doors, and sped off. But as they looked in the rearview mirror, the headlights reappeared, this time farther away, but unmistakably following them. Panicked, they floored it until they reached the nearest gas station, a good 10 miles away. They screeched to a halt and ran inside to tell the clerk what happened. The old man behind the counter listened quietly before saying, "You're not the first ones to see it. That stretch of road has had reports of a phantom car for decades. People say it's a driver who died in a crash years ago. But the weird thing is, no one's ever found his car or his body." Kevin and Alex never drove down Route 57 again. To this day, Kevin swears he sometimes sees headlights following him in his dreams.